Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's event, Invest in Puglia, the region driving smart business investment. And thank you for joining us. My name is Valeria Ernesti. I'm a foreign direct investment project manager at Invitalia, the national agency for inward investment that works directly with our Italian Ministry for Enterprises and Made in Italy. And I'll be your master of ceremony today. And it's really a pleasure to guide you through this dynamic program and highlights Italy and especially Puglia region that is a great destination for your investment. So we are ready, and let's begin with our institutional greetings. And it's our honor to welcome Elena Sgarbi, Deputy Commissioner General for Italy at Expo 2025, Osaka.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everybody, and welcome to the Italy Pavilion. We are going through this wonderful week dedicated to the Puglia region that we have discovered in different ways throughout a very rich and interesting program. But being here today, focusing on the attractiveness of this region from the investment point of view is of particular significance. But first of all, let me express my thankful thought to Gianna Elisa Berlingerio, Director of the Economic Development of the Department of Puglia Region, who will be in video with us, Dr. Riccardo Scarpulla, Director of the Substitutive Powers and Monitor Office of Investment Attraction and Acceleration Unit at the Ministry of Enterprises and Made in Italy, Teresa Malloy, Head of Communication and Inward Investments, Puglia Sviluppo, and Giulia Annalinda Neglia, Chancellor's Delegate for Welfare, Equal Opportunities and International Relations of the Polytechnic University of Bari, who will make their speeches immediately after me. A special thanks also to Pierfrancesco Fusaro, Head of Financial Services Offering of Entity Data Italia and Entity Data Bari Business Development, and Luigi Calderoni, Head of Technical and Product Development Department of Mermec Japan. Why a special thanks to them? Because they represent what we are trying to highlight today. That is how great is the potential of investing in Puglia for Japanese companies. Actually, it's nothing new. Japanese companies have already discovered the importance of Puglia in the Mediterranean area and in the Europe area as large, and all of the beneficial potential advantages coming from being there. But these potential advantages are even higher than known so far, so I am looking forward to hearing from the other participants in order to have these beneficial aspects being pointed out. But before leaving the floor to our esteemed guests, let me point out what, in my opinion, is the most important aspect of this exercise. Thanks to Invitalia and MIMIT, we are having a program which is focused on selecting the regions where Japanese companies are here and point out the advantages of this presence. But we do that because Japanese investments are the kind of investments we want to see rise higher and higher in Italy. And that's why they are healthy investments. They are investments which are beneficial for both the company making it and the country receiving it. I would say the social environment which receives them And it's not something that happens all the time. This is something very special. Another important element of the very strong bilateral relationship between Italy and Japan. So thank you very much again for being here today. Thanks to all our speakers for their time, and have a nice afternoon all together in the Puglia environment today. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you again to the Deputy Commissioner for her warm remarks. And now, joining us remotely, we have the Director of the Department of Economic Development for Regione Puglia, Gianna Lisia Berlingerio. So,
Buongiorno,
Buongiorno.
I should say, because here it's only it's early in the morning. So thank you for this very brief space in which I would like to introduce on an overall view our region, which is, as you certainly know, at the very south of Italy. We consider it the center of Mediterranean. It's a place where we are trying to find a very nice balance between all the values that are behind the strategy of the territory's growth. Not only, of course, the economic development, but also the quality of life. And I think that this is something that we really have in common with the Japanese land. That is why between Puglia and Japan, there are already many links, both institutional and economics. I should mention the Memorandum of Understanding between the city of Bari, which is our capital city, and Fukuoka, but also the partnership between Puglia and the province of Saga in Japan, but also a very intense exchange, economical exchange in various fields, not only motor vehicles, but also industrial machinery, of course, agro industry. And we are also pointing not only on aerospace, which is one of the main subjects of the work of the regional delegation of Puglia in this occasion of Osaka, but also on fashion and design. I would say that I really want to mention that a few Japanese companies are already operating in Puglia. Some of them have been here in the last 2 decades, and some are new companies arriving in Puglia. I will mention not only Entity Data, which will be there with you and will witness his experience directly to you, but also Sumitomo Corporation in the sector of renewable energy. I will also mention Marelli Europe, which is part of the Calsonic Kansei Corporation in the sector of automotive, which invested over 41 million euros in Puglia through 2 projects which were co-financed by Regione Puglia, as well as the Sumitomo Corporation and Entity Data projects. Bridgestone is a presence, is the I think the long-lasting presence of Japanese companies in Puglia, as well as Asahi breweries, which are here present through the Peroni Beer Company, which is, of course, a very well known brand in Bari, I should say, which is an iconic presence in Bari, but also all around Italy and the world. And newest one, I should say, it's to make the Toshiba Mitsubishi Electric Corporation, which is dealing in Bari with electronic system and electric motors and industrial systems. And recently, a few weeks ago, they opened a new plant in Bari, and we are really looking forward for further investment from this company. So basically, what those companies could find in Puglia. I will mention, first of all, a very large scheme of incentives, which those companies that I mentioned already have dealt with, which will be also described in details by Theresa Malloy in a few minutes, but they can find a well-functioning infrastructure system with 4 airports, 2 international airports, Bari and Brindisi, 1 national airport and for civil protection in Foggia, and 1 industrial airport in Grottaglie, Taranto, which is also a full cargo center for all south of Italy, but also a test bed for drones, and will become very soon a spaceport. And this was the subject of, I think, one of the previous meetings organized by Regione Puglia in Osaka in the last days. But also they can find 5 universities, 4 public and 1 private. They also can find international research centers. And I would also, at the end of the day, mention very welcoming institutions, among which there is also, let me say that there is also Regione Puglia, which is always full of surprises, I would say, because we've been working in the last 2 decades on our strategies, and this led us to be the first region in Italy for the production of energy by renewable sources such as sun and wind, but also the first one for the strategy on hydrogen, which is another subject that we share with Japan, not only production of hydrogen, but also research and the industrial supply chain of the production of hydrogen, but also the strategy on digital information. And I will mention, last but not least, the strategy for the attraction of talent, which is the last element that I will mention. Young and very skilled workforce, accustomed to changes, to new challenges. And that is why altogether, not only the institution, but I should say all the subjects that are part of the Pugliese ecosystem will wait for new investment, and we wait for you very soon in Puglia. Bye.
Thank you very much, Director Berlingerio, to point out these strategic elements in Puglia. And now there is another speech remotely. Now, welcome Riccardo Scarpulla. He is connected, yes. Ciao Riccardo.
Ciao Valeria.
That is the director of the Substitutive Powers and Monitoring Office within the Investment Attraction and Acceleration Unit at the Ministry of Enterprise and Made in Italy.
Thank you, Valeria. Well, good afternoon to everyone. I apologize for not being able to attend the event in person. However, for the ministry, the collaboration with Puglia region is in the field of investment attraction is of fundamental importance. So for this reason, we wanted to assure our presence nonetheless. Allow me to extend my personal greetings to Deputy Commissioner Sgarbi, to Director Belengerio, and to all the authorities and businessmen that are in attendance. So I will try to share with you a presentation. Just a moment. I hope that you can see my presentation. Well, it's a real pleasure for me to introduce you our unit, that is the attraction and investment unit of Ministry of Enterprises and Made in Italy. Oh, sorry, I have a little problem. Here we are. Okay. Umasi, you can see Umasi, that is the investment facilitation and blocking unit of the Ministry of Enterprises and Made in Italy, as your dedicated partner when you are thinking to invest in Italy. We are part of the ministry, and our mission is very simple. We help to remove barriers, to speed up procedures, and guide foreign investors throughout the entire process of your investment. We are focused on national strategic project of national strategic interest, but not only, as you can see later. But first of all, I would like to give you a general overview of the context in which we operate. We like to say that we are your main entrance to the Italian business house. I would like to show you how we do it. We have an approach that we like to we like to keep things simple, effective, and tailored. We put together a dedicated teams of high-level, top-level experts that are ready to handle complex negotiation with speed and transparency, and that can offer you a tailor-made approach. That is, when an investor contacts us, we align quickly, eliminate bureaucracy, and ensure full confidentiality throughout the process. We also act as a single point of contact, coordinated with national and local administration, helping you to access incentives and fast track your project. And we don't stop here, because we have aftercare services that are designed to support your long-term growth, even when your investment is settled up in Italy, from inspection opportunities to updated incentives information. So our method is to, for us, every investor is different, and we treat each project accordingly. When we start with analysis of your settlement needs from a point of view of geographic, infrastructure, or technical requirements, then we explore your potential interaction with the ecosystem, from the suppliers chain or university or innovation apps, for example. Then we evaluate your sustainability requirements and timing of the investment. It's just because our goal is very simple, is to enhance, simplify, and accelerate your investment, because foreign investment is very important for our country and for your region too. What we offer, we are, as you can see, we have a lot of services that are all aimed to give you the best support that you may need. We assign a dedicated tutor and a team to support in every step of your investment. We helping you to understand how the Italian system works, to identify your best location for your investment, to help you to contact central or local administration, research centers, university, employment agencies, We help you with incentives, to access incentives, to build partnerships, and to assist you with even with visa and permits procedures. You should think of us as your a bridge to Italy. We build it for you and work it with you. So let me now. I would like to turn. This is the general overview of what we do with for investment attraction policy. But now I would like to turn to how we simplify the investment process in Italy. So what we do exactly? As you can see, we have a strong legal framework, and our job is really to simplify and accelerate investment. It doesn't matter the field of investment, whether it's energy, manufacturing, digital infrastructure, pharma, it doesn't matter. We step in when investment is strategic for the country, especially when time is critical. Let's start with an important regulation, that is the realization of foreign investment programs of national strategic interest. How it works. When a foreign investment exceeds 1 billion of euros and is declared strategic by the Council of Ministers, the Prime Minister appoints an extraordinary commissioner, and here's the magic. With a single authorization, we can allow all the entire program of investment. The single authorization replaces all the permits. It's just like one green light that you don't need no more those separate approvals, just one single authorization. There is a significant new measure now. There is a new regulation that has just been published yesterday, if I remember well, that allow us to extend the declaration of national strategic interest to Italian and domestic program of investment. As you can imagine, it's a real game changer. Now we can deal with Italian companies too. This is very important for us. This instrument is very, very, I think, an instrument of success. At the moment, we have more than 15 billion in our pipeline, and we have some. Maybe I will show you later some very important investments now in Italy, in the north, in the center, and even in the south of Italy. How the power what are the powers of the extraordinary commissioner? You should think to the extraordinary commissioner as a fast-track operator. He can issue binding ordinances with immediate effect, bypassing delays, while fully respecting, by the way, legal and EU rules. It's a bureaucracy completely redesigned for speed and results, obviously only for programs of investment of national strategic interest. What are the effects of the single authorization? The single authorization is like pushing the go button. It covers everything: urban planning, environmental, health, fire safety, even expropriation when needed. It's comprehensive and above all, it's very, very fast. So, as you can see, just to recap and to keep in mind, to sum up, we cut red tape, we support high impact projects, and we simplify bureaucracies. I think it's very, very important for investment to know that now in Italy there is this kind of support when you face Italy for the first time. So you should think to us like why investors should work with Umasi, because we can offer what every serious investor looks for: simplicity, speed, certainty, and strategic support. Here we are, our recent success stories. We have important investment projects in the northern Italy, Vulcan project, that are a factory for chiplet in Novara, Piemonte. We are a strategic investment with Amazon Web Services, a data center in Lombardia. And in the pharma sector, we have Novo Nordisk that is investing in Anagni, near Rome, in an important plant of new pharmas. But we have also another tool that could be very important when you're trying to invest in Italy. Another tool is the substitutive power. Let me show you how it works. Substitutive power means that when a public authority doesn't deliver in time, our office can step in. They get 50 days to act. If they don't, we can take over. We resolve stalemates, ensure deadlines, and keep projects moving forward. But important, we have a specific advocacy role. We are not only enforcers, we are also your allies. Even outside the legal mandates, we act as an institutional facilitators. We help to mediate, advise, connect, whatever it takes to remove her obstacle and get things done. So to recap, why Umasi? Keep in mind that we have advocacy role. We can simplify procedures, we can offer you institutional support, and we have substitute powers when you may need it. So I end my presentation, but let me conclude. Thank you for your attention, and overall, let me thank the team of Invitalia for the great job that they are doing in this organization. Grazie ragazzi, from the bottom of my heart.
Grazie. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to the director, Riccardo Scarpulla, for this overview at the nation. And we have seen the national investment framework and tools that are available to support international investors in Italy. And now we focus on Puglia. So I invite to join me at this stage Teresa Muloi, Head of Communications and Inward Investment at Puglia Sviluppo. And also Giulia Analinda Neglia, Chancellor's Delegate for Welfare, Equal Opportunities and International Relations at the Polytechnic University of Bari. So, and we also have some examples of companies that have already successfully invested in Puglia, stayed for a long term, and will tell us about their positive experience. So I invite to join us Pier Francesco Fusaro, Head of Financial Services Offering at Entity Data Italia and Business Development Lead for Entity Data Bari, and Luigi Calderoni, Head of Technical and Product Development at Mermec Japan. Thank you, Teresa. So
Thank you so much, Valeria. Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you so much for coming. I'm Teresa Muloi, as she's already said, from Puglia Sviluppo, the regional government agency, and I would like to kick off our discussion giving you some, let's say, reasons for investing in Puglia. So my job today is to try and make a case to bring you all to Puglia, not just on holiday, but especially with your companies and invest in our region, which has lots of opportunities and benefits on offer. So just in case some of you here are not very familiar with Puglia, as our director from Regione Puglia said before, Puglia is a region in the southeast of Italy. As you can see, it's facing over towards Greece and Central Eastern Europe. It means that we're also slightly near to Japan as well. And it's a small region with just under, well, about 3.9 million inhabitants, quite a low density, 200 inhabitants per square kilometre. And the region is organized with one metropolitan city, which is Bari, which, as you heard, has a sister relationship with the city of Fukuoka here in Japan. And there are 5 provinces in the region, just to give you an idea of how it's set up. Although Puglia is probably maybe until recently, hasn't been a very well-known region. We always called it Italy's best-kept secret. It's a very dynamic region. Over the past 4 years, it's the region that has seen the largest growth in GDP. We have gone up to 76.3 billion euros in 2022. And we always like to point out that even during the pandemic, which obviously created a lot of disruption in the economy worldwide and also at our regional level, we saw obviously GDP crash as it did for everyone. But the next year, everything started to grow again because we have very resilient companies and very resilient entrepreneurs. And above all, because in that period, the regional government stepped up its investments in innovation. And we believe that this has helped our companies get through the pandemic and the slowdown in the global economy and become more competitive and get a bigger, better foothold on the international market. In fact, as you can see, exports were at 11.6 billion euros last year. We have about one active company for every 12 inhabitants. So that means there's a lot of entrepreneurs, there's a lot of dynamism in our region. And we have almost 1,500 foreign companies who have already chosen to invest in the region. So as I said, it's maybe not always been a better known region, but it's becoming more and more popular, not just for tourism, which we do enjoy a lot of, but more and more for business investments. Let's look at the region maybe from another point of view. What a lot of companies, when they look at Italy and they begin to think that they would like to have a foothold in the European market and set up somewhere maybe in Italy, they think if we go to the south, what will we find? Maybe because the region's a bit smaller, it won't be as well developed. But that is completely untrue. As you can see, we have 4 airports. 2 are international airports. 1 is a domestic airport. And the 4th one, which was mentioned before, is currently an industrial airport, but it has also been designated as Italy's first spaceport. So the regional government and the national government are working towards setting up spaceport operations at that airport. And above all, there is already a test bed for drones operating at the airport, thanks to the Aerospace Technological Cluster, which is here with us this week at Expo Osaka. And they are developing lots of facilities for research and development in drones. There are also 9 seaports. So 3 of those are major seaports with international connections. 2 are all 3 are actually cargo hubs as well, with 1 being a container hub in Taranto. So companies who come to the region from the Far East don't have to worry about getting their goods in and out of the region. There's also a very well-developed railway network, and later you'll be hearing from a company that operates in that sector, not operating railways, but developing technology for checking on railway systems. I'll skip along. As I mentioned before, this is the airport system. We have Bari Airport is one of the international airports. It's one of the top 10 airports in Italy for passenger traffic. But we are very interested in the project that the regional government is trying to take forward, and that's at the basis of our presence here at Expo Osaka, is to develop an aerospace pole all around the airport for industrial investments, for research and development, and so forth. And this is mainly thanks to the Grottaglie Airport test bed. As you can see down there, we also have the project for the futuristic spaceport that's being developed at Grottaglie Airport, and you can also see the Dream Lifter if any of you are familiar with the aerospace sector. We have a large manufacturing facility of the multinational group Leonardo right at Grottaglie Airport, where they produce parts of the 787, the Dreamliner fuselage at Grottaglie. I'll skip along. Another thing we like to point out when we're talking about the region, why is it a suitable location? Because there are already 5 primary industrial estates dotted all throughout the region, as you can see, from the north, well, slightly north, north of Bari at least, in Molfetta, Bari Modugno. Bari, as you heard, is the capital city of the region. Then moving south, we have Taranto and Brindisi, and then right down towards the bottom of the hill, there's Lecce, Surbo. Why am I mentioning these industrial estates? Because from last year, from the beginning of last year, all of the south of Italy has become part of or been recognized as a special economic zone, the so-called ZES Unica, which was created by the Italian government. This ZES offers, as many ZESs all over the world do, favorable conditions to investors with tax credits for setting up new businesses, employment benefits, so companies pay less social benefits for the first couple of years. And above all, it was mentioned before by Mr. Scarpulla, the fast-track procedures. So any companies, foreign companies, or even other Italian companies from different regions coming into Puglia will be moving into a special economic zone area. And this means that they can have specific additional benefits. Another question that many potential investors ask is, okay, if we come to the region, will we find enough manpower? Will we find enough specialized and qualified workers for our business? The answer is yes. Puglia has a very well-developed education system, both at higher level. We have 10 higher technical institutes that work hand in hand with local industry to make sure that there's like colleges, basically technical colleges, and they work to make sure that their courses are continuously updated to try and respond to the needs of companies in specific areas. So as you can see, they are specialized in various sectors, from fashion, which obviously is a leading industry in Puglia, to aerospace, which we've mentioned, the digital sector, biotech, mechatronics, and so on. There are also 5 universities generating, on average, over 14,300 graduates per year. But I don't really want to go into this because I know that Professor Nelia will be giving us some more information on that in a moment. But it's just to point out that we do have a very well-developed academic system in the region. Also research and development, and this is one of the main attractions that we find for companies, especially in high-tech sectors, looking at regions. They want to make sure they're moving somewhere where they're going to be able to have useful collaborations with research institutes. In Puglia, we have over 550 public and private entities operating laboratories, research and development activities. So we have, especially from the National Research Council institutes, we have 25 of them in Puglia. I'm going to give a few numbers, as I always do. Working for a financial agency, we're always dealing in numbers, talking about numbers. 6 technological clusters in the region, including obviously the aerospace cluster that we mentioned before. There's the National Agency for Energy, especially new energy, and there are 5 European digital innovation hubs in Puglia. I won't go into this in a lot of detail, But we just like to say that the region is also a catalyst for startups. We have over 688 innovative startups and small, medium, and sized enterprises in Puglia as of this year. We have one ASABIC, so a Business Innovation Centre linked to the European Space Agency, operating in Puglia, supporting space tech startups. And we have 4 certified space startup incubators. Why is it a catalyst for high-tech startups or innovative startups? Because, as I mentioned before, the region has been pushing forward in and is highly recognized for its commitment to investments in research and innovation. Over the past few years, the regional government has, through its incentive schemes, supported industrial investment programs for over 7.6 billion euros, and that was with over 3 billion euros in public funding. We are now in what is considered by us as the new programming period, which started in 2021 to 2027. And we have introduced a raft of new incentive schemes. We have 7 incentive schemes which are already up and running. And basically, most of them were published between, the calls were published between the end of 2023 and 2024. And we have already received funding applications from over 1,500 companies with investment projects in Puglia for over 2 billion euros. And that is in the space of less than 2 years, just 18 months. So we might start running out of money, but that won't happen soon because the regional government will be working hard to find new funds for companies still interested in investing in Puglia. And what does this funding cover? What type of funding is available to companies looking to invest in the region? Well, the funding that we offer is focused mainly on research and development. What we ask for companies, even new companies coming to the region, to do is make sure that they are not just coming to manufacture, thinking that maybe they can find good quality personnel at lower cost, because the cost of living in the region is lower than other parts of Italy, and certainly much lower than other areas in Europe. But we would like companies that come to the region to make a commitment not just to stay there, but above all, to continue innovating. And so to bring to the region their know-how, their technology, and develop research and development projects. So any new investment project requesting, obviously, regional funding must have an important component of research and development. But we also obviously provide funding that covers the costs, or partly covers the costs, of plant investments, staff training, environmental protection measures, innovation and business process re-engineering, as well as business consultancy services, and even taking part in international trade fairs. What are the 3 main incentives? Don't worry, I'm not going to go through all of these numbers that do look a bit frightening because there's so many of them. But I would just like to point out one aspect of our incentive schemes, and that is that we consider them tailor-made, or at least we can make the scheme tailor-made to the investors' requirements. We have incentives for multinationals or large-sized enterprises, and that incentive program is called Regional Contract. We also have incentives for medium-sized companies, and that's in integrated incentive packages. But we also have a range of incentives for small and even micro enterprises with less than 10 employees, and those are called the mini PIA schemes. As you can see, the range of incentives vary depending on the size of the company, and above all, the value of the investment project. And there are various levels of investment, of funding available. They depend on the type of investment, as I said, if it's plant investments, tangible assets, or investments in eligible industrial and experimental research and development, staff training. Let's say the percentage of funding available varies, but as I mentioned before, for us, it's important that there is a component of research and development. And for this reason, you will see very high levels of funding available. And I think it's probably the highest in the whole of Italy. In some circumstances, we can offer up to 80% of funding for the costs of research and development for the large-size companies in our region, or the small-size companies working with large-size companies in our region. So these are very, very attractive incentive schemes that we are currently offering. And we have a new one that we will be probably publishing, will be coming out this summer, hopefully between June and July. And it's called the STEP incentive scheme. This is a new incentive which is based on the European Union Strategic Technologies for Europe platform, which is a drive by the European Union to try and bring in more companies to Europe, in our case, obviously to Puglia, to develop rare minerals, rare materials, and critical materials, which until now, as you know, have mainly been sourced overseas, especially from countries such as China. But after the disruption caused by the pandemic, the European Union realized that it had to become more and more independent, especially for critical materials. And so they have stepped up their funding initiatives and their support for companies who would like to come and set up in Europe. And so following this lead, the European Union's lead, we have developed our own STEP incentive scheme, which is tailored mainly to companies operating in innovative sectors such as digital technologies, biotechnologies, and clean tech, obviously including zero emission tech. And this is something that we will be rolling out within the next couple of months. It's aimed mainly to large enterprises, but also SMEs and even startups. So we have a range of funding levels available. The investment budgets vary too. For large companies, it can go up to 110 million euros for their investment, obviously. And this means that the regional contribution can go up to roughly, for large enterprises, about 50% of that, depending on a series of variables based on their investment project itself. So this, we think, will be another extremely favourable incentive scheme, which will bring in, hopefully, some new companies and possibly, we hope, Japanese companies. Going very quickly now, we also have an incentive scheme for startups. We were discussing yesterday with the Business Innovation Hub here in Osaka, opportunities for creating collaboration between startups from our region and from the Kansai region in particular. And this is also because we would like to bring into the region more and more innovative entrepreneurs and startups, and we can offer them various incentive schemes, including Tecnonide, which is for the startup phase. It gives them a cash payment to cover operational costs and a repayable loan, but it definitely helps them get their feet off the ground. Then, when it comes to this sort of acceleration phase and growing, we have introduced the Equity Puglia Fund, which is a new adventure for us in Regione Puglia and at Puglia Sviluppo. But we understood that a lot of companies, especially startups, after they have begun, let's say, their journey to success, they come to a point where they find have a lot of difficulty finding funding options and investors who are willing to invest in their company, who are willing to take the risk to invest in their company. So the region set up the Equity Fund, where we work with asset management companies, and we ask them to share the risk with the regional government. We ask them to put in 50% of the investment, and the regional government meets their 50%, bringing it up to a maximum 5 million euros of investment in startups or SMEs. And this is a way for us to make sure that the startups with great ideas don't get cut out of the market because they come to a point where their funding runs out and they don't have the money to go forward with their research and development. Saying that, I think it's clear that we do have a lot of funding options available, but we also have a lot of other, obviously, benefits for companies that we would be delighted to discuss with you later. And as was mentioned before, if you do come to Puglia, you won't be on your own. There are already a large number of multinational enterprises operating in the region. This is some of them. You heard that there are some Japanese companies already working, operating in Puglia, including Asahi, Marelli, and Bridgestone, which is historical. It's been there since the early 1990s. And these companies have all made a long-term commitment to the region. We are very happy with that and very happy to support them. In a few minutes' time, you'll also be hearing from NTT, which is a Japanese giant, which has just decided, 2 years ago, decided to set up operations in Puglia as well. And we'd be happy to listen to why they chose our region. So I would like to pass over now to Professor Nelia, who will talk a little bit more about the talent pool in the region, just to convince you that if you do come to the region, you don't have to worry about finding opportunities for staff and research. So thank you very much.
So good afternoon. Thank you for this kind invitation and for this beautiful organization of this space, in this expo. I'm here and I send you, first of all, the regards of our rector, Francesco Cupertino, who unfortunately couldn't join us here. Okay, we are here, we are. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Apulian university system, with a focus, of course, on our university, which is the Polytechnic University of Bari. This system is made up of 5 universities. Most of them are public. Public university system is very common in Italy. Is the most common option, maybe the most common option. But we do have also a private university. Those universities, they cover all the fields of teaching and research, from, medicine to literature, to languages, to physics, everything. Our university is a kind of special one. It's a polytechnic university because we are specialized in some fields, which are engineering, of course. So we cover all the fields of engineering. And then we have architecture and industrial design. That's why we are called Polytechnic University. In Italy, there are just three Polytechnic universities. The other 2 are in Milan and in Turin. So we are the only Polytechnic University in southern Italy. So the first one, basically, first of all. And of course, and you will see from my presentation, a lot of activities are also joint activities between this system of universities. So, but I'm going to talk about the Polytechnic University. We have 2 main venues. One is in Bari, in our main campus, which is shared with the University of Bari Aldo Moro. And the second one is in Taranto. Taranto is a city which we are going to talk a lot during this meeting today, because there are a lot of investment in this area also, but not only related to the aerospace. We are a medium small university compared with the Italian standards, but as you can see from this slide, we are growing very fast recently. And we are in the future. We hope to go on with this kind of growth. We have 5 departments in our university. So Italian university system is organized basically along 3 main axes. The first one is related to teaching activities. The second one is related to research. The third one is related to relationship with the industry, with the region, and so on. We call it missions. The first mission is teaching, the second mission is research, and the third is this technological transfer and related with the local and international environment. So when I'm talking about department, when I'm talking about teaching activities and research, I'm also having a look and having a view to this, also to the third main objective of our work at university. So we have 5 departments. The first one is in order, I think it's alphabetical order, is the one from which I belong, architecture, construction, and design. The second is electrical engineering and information technology. Then we have civil environment, land construction engineering, and chemistry. And then we have mechanical engineering, mathematics, and management. And then we have a joint department with the University of Bari Alto Moro, which is on physics. In Taranto, we have some courses specifically devoted to some fields, which are aerospace, industrial engineering, naval systems, and computer automation engineering, civil and environmental engineering, at bachelor and master level. As you can see from the slides, most of them are shared with other universities or with some institutions, also Italian institutions. And then we are opening new paths for the international relationship in our university, which was traditionally related to the Mediterranean area and to the Balkans. But now we have a lot of programs trying to enlarge, to spread our connection with Northern American university especially. Then we have Asia. We have a lot of countries in Asia, so we hope that Japan could become, as soon as possible, one of our main partners in research. Of course, we deliver courses in English in some department at the level of bachelor and master, but in engineering, the first year we will have, starting from the next year, we will have one course entirely in English. So English will soon become our first language of research, just to open new connection with other countries and university. I will go very quickly. We have also the third level of teaching, which is really related to research. Because at the PhD level, research is related to applied also research, not just theoretical research. So we have the PhD programs which are entirely taught in English. We have huge number of relationship with some international enterprises and so on. Some PhD, I would say the most today of the PhD grants are given by several industries and so on. So at the PhD level, the relationship between research, yes, and industry is very close. So those are some numbers related to this third mission of our university, which is, as I mentioned before, the relationship with the territory, which means technological transfer. Here there are some numbers which are not updated, because if you see the number related to the funding, you will see that after 2021, they reach, I mean, I don't know if they doubled or tripled or whatever. Here there are some examples of some, we call it public-private laboratories. The Polytechnic of Bari is the private, the public part, in which we host the initiatives into our laboratories. And we follow the project from the scientific point of view, while a private company can give financial support to guarantee position, especially for young researchers. That's why I was talking about PhD level, but also fellowship for research of higher level. This is one example of best practice with General Electric, but we could mention a number of them. Then we have the business school, which is related, it's a hub for high-level education and management. Then we were talking earlier about the incubator of BIM, which is growing exponentially. I don't know if this word works. By the way, very quickly during this year. Then one of the best practices related to the recovery fund after the pandemic. The Italian government, I mean, it's funded by the public. And this is one of the projects we are involved in which Poliba is the project hub, and our rector is the president of this project. Here there are a very quick overview of the partners of this specific project in Italy, so it's a huge number. And then we have a lot of other projects. NTT, again, is one of our partners in this collaboration. They have 2 million euros project in connection with us, and there is a lot of other examples which cover different fields from agri-food. We were talking about agri-food before, so basically we cover all the fields of interest of investment in the Puglia region. Outside there are some examples of what we do on aerospace also, talking about fashion for the space, but also of satellites. There is a model prepared by our students, which is outside in the main space of the exhibition. So the last thing I want to talk about is related to real estate investment. We are working on this innovation park of the Caserma Magrone, and hopefully this will be a project related to the university city of Bari. It will be a huge campus, the campus for innovation, and we hope this will be a very, very good resource for the development also of the city of Bari. So thank you very much for your time. If I have 2 minutes, if you allow me 2 minutes, yes. 10 maybe. There is a short video which shows some of our laboratories, 2 minutes video. So if you allow me, I'm sorry.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The Polytechnic of Bari, established in 1990, stands out for the quality and the impact of its research. The university is involved in a series of projects funded by the Recovery Plan. An example is the pilot system Internet of Drones. An advanced management and control system for drones, connected to a 5G network and capable of guaranteeing high performance, real-time and secure communication between drones, and extremely high precision localization. Possible applications are in the sectors of logistics, surveillance and defense, precision agriculture, land monitoring, and emergencies response. A further example is the project of a modular fuel cell stack, similar to Lego bricks, to promote the spread of hybrid fuel cell electric vehicles and reduce the dependence of means of transport on critical raw materials. As part of the same project, the integration of hydrogen production in a smart microgrid is also being tested. In the same context, another research is carried out on new materials and sustainable production. An anthropomorphic robot equipped with interchangeable tools is able to modify the geometry and properties of light alloy sheets, such as aluminum, until it reaches the desired shape. The system operates in a flexible and sustainable way, reducing waste and production costs without using molds or other equipment, just modifying the trajectory of the punch. The Polytechnic of Bari participates in the PNRR with projects that also concern renewable energy, big data, urban micromobility, circular economy models, and new technologies for medicine and well-being. A multidisciplinary approach to train new professional figures and provide the innovative industry with scientific support for a future of sustainable development.
Thank you so much,
you.
Professor
Thank you very
Nelia.
much.
I think with your presentation we have definitely shown that in Puglia any companies looking to invest can definitely find opportunities for research and development, and I believe that that was possibly one of the reasons that helped push NTT data Italy towards our region. But let's hear it from Pier Francesco Fusara himself, who will explain how NDT data ended up in our region. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you very much to Puglia region for inviting me. For me, it's a real pleasure to be here for a double reasons. Firstly, because I'm representing NTT Data, that is a Japanese company that landed in Italy more than 10 years ago. And also because NTT Data is investing a lot in southern Italy, and now we will see why also NTT Data decided to invest in Puglia. But secondly, last but not least, I'm the responsible of the NTT Data office that we have opened in Bari. So I'm really a direct witness of what is happening in Puglia. So I can confirm that what you have now seen from Puglia region, from the university, is really true. So I'm happy to share our experience and to highlight the reason why NTT Data decided to come to Puglia. Let me first briefly present who is NTT Data. For those who don't know, okay, we are in Japan, probably many of the Japanese public know NTT Data. NTT Data is part of the NTT Group, one of the largest global telecommunication companies. It operates in different sectors like integrated ICT services, regional telecommunications, and business services and global solutions. Has really impressive numbers. Just to tell some of them, we have more than 150 years of history. We generate more than $100 billion of revenues, and we dedicate every year more or less 3.6 billion of dollars in research and development. What about NTT Data? NTT Data is probably unique in the world, really full stack digital company. Our mission is providing services from strategic consulting to leading edge technologies, and enabling experiences that transform organization, disrupt industries, and shape a better society for all. Just to mention some numbers of NTT Data itself, more than 30 billion annual revenues, and more or less 60% of these revenues come outside Japan. We are present in more than 50 countries, and we are the third largest data center provider in the world. As I was mentioned, NTT Data is a full stack. That means we provide services from business consulting to infrastructure to data services. We have ranked the 6th most valuable IT services brand, top 10 global IT service provider, the second for revenues in application managed services. What about NTT Data in Italy? We generate more or less 600 million of revenues. Our market share in consulting at IT services is about 3.5%. We employ more than 6,000 people in 11 cities. And let me stress the circle in Bari, that is the reason why we are here. Part of the entity data strategy in Italy is to invest in southern Italy, and we strongly believe that is land of talent and innovation. We put a strategic focus on innovation and growth, leveraging local talents, fostering economic development, and active local community engagement. Let me highlight or tell you the main steps of our journey in Puglia. We arrived in April 2022 with a big challenge and a strong commitment to make the local unit in Bari a central hub of the Japanese group focused on developing innovative solutions for clients on a global scale. So not only in Italy, but even on a global scale, so internationally landscape, acting as a reference point for talent from the Mediterranean region. A second important step that is I'm particularly proud of this is the inauguration of the new office in September 2024. You can see also a big representation of the Puglia delegation with the president of Puglia region, Michele Emiliano, the mayor of city of Bari, our CEO. This is an incredible urban regeneration project because we located in an industrial plant in the city of Bari, built in the beginning of the 19th. So this is a campus. We have specialized, characterized this office with a precise local identity. So when you are in this office or you see this picture, for sure you are aware, you know that they are in Bari. Also, the outside reproduce a typical surrounding of Puglia with olive trees, with a typical vegetables, not, but okay. I like very much this picture because, okay, I said Entity Data Bari has the ambition to become an innovation hub, but first of all, is a talent hub. I like this picture because you can see in the eyes of these guys that are Puglians, talents, the pride to be part of a big project. They are aware that can contribute, okay, to the growth strategy of the company, of Entity Data, but let me say even more, they are proud to be, proud to contribute to the growth of their territory. Another important moment of our journey that confirmed that Puglia is a land that innovates. We hosted last year, at the end of last year, our annual Open Innovation Week in a small, less conventional and authentic village in the south near Brindisi, San Michele Salentino. More than 100 global innovation representatives coming from Japan, from United States, from Europe. 5 days of co-creation and technological innovations with involving 3 local universities, 11 international corporates and 11 startups met together to try to solve some important challenges. So it was an amazing experience to live the natural beauty of the Puglia, but at the same time, in this very unconventional place, we leverage a very strong, let me say, initiative regarding innovation. Some point that I would like to stress about our contribution to the growth of territorial ecosystem, I think is one of the most important goals of Entity Data in Puglia, and is also fully compliant with the strategy of attracting talent of Regione Puglia called Mare a Sinistra. Don't ask me to translate because Mare a Sinistra, I think, is the perfect way to tell about this strategy. We are contributing to valuing local talent. In fact, we are supporting and we collaborate with all the university through teaching, training activities. We provide internship, degree thesis, postgraduate doctoral degrees. So we have subscribed important strategic agreement with all the universities of Puglia region. We are contributing in the attracting talent. We are encouraging those who left Puglia to return, and we are attracting also new talents. Many Puglia natives that are already working with entity data, they are really looking forward to come back to Puglia, and so they are asking to move in the new office. But last but not least, also we are attracting, together with Puglia region, new hires that come also from other countries or other regions of Italy. We are creating or contributing to create opportunities, establishing a vibrant, a challenging workplace that enables talent from Puglia to showcase their skills in a global setting. We are working a lot with the ecosystem, leveraging the regional innovation ecosystem, linking university, research centers, industrial district, company startup, and innovation, small, medium enterprise. Last but not least, as also was mentioned, focus on innovation. In fact, we are investing a lot with a contract project, about 20 millions of investment. 2 millions are dedicated to the collaboration with the university, with Polytechnic of Bari and its spin-off. Just to summarize, which are, according to us, the main investment attraction factors that push company like Entity Data to decide to invest, to locate, but in particular to remain in Puglia region. Let me go through quickly. For sure, we have seen Puglia is a university region with a high density of talent. Puglia is full of brilliant young minds trained by top-tier university. We have seen 5 university, 4 university, and the unique polytechnic in the south of Italy that constitute a strong pool that provides company like Entity Data with an incredible sources in terms of young and qualified human capital. The culture of ecosystem that I would like to stress. Puglia has a strong culture of innovation ecosystem. We have seen in the previous presentation tech companies, research centers, industrial tech districts, universities, incubators, startups, innovative small medium enterprise. And this ecosystem leverages collaboration, and it is really a multiplier effect for the growth strategy of the territory. Puglia is a land that innovates. It's not only about history, tradition, but is a land of an innovation. In Puglia region, we have found a mindset, a forward-thinking mindset. And this is also strongly supported by a precise strategy developed by the government of the Puglia region, for example, in the Smart Puglia 2030. In fact, the support from regional government is important. It's very important because the regional government has built a really business-friendly environment, implementing effective policies aimed at promoting business innovation activities, scientific and technological research, like contract program. As I said, also Entity Data submitted to Puglia region a 20 millions of investment for contract program, fostering a culture of collaboration and long-term planning. Strategic node. I mentioned here Bari, but it's just because we have located in Bari, but we have seen Puglia is much rich in terms of infrastructure. In any case, Bari for sure is a dynamic, inviting, very well-connected city. We are observing an incredible urban and cultural shift. And the appeal of the city is incredible, changed in the last year, attracting a lot of investments, and in particular today, probably Bari is one of the first towns in Italy that is attracting information technology investments. Last but not least is the quality of life. In particular, probably for the new generations after the pandemic, the balance, the well-being, and the business is important. And we think that Puglia offers a unique balance. Culture, history, seafood, community. We have seen it's possible live well, working well in Puglia. So Puglia is not only for tourism, but for sure, believe me, is also important, and it's an incredible territory for making business. Let me conclude with this message. Innovation does just happen in financial capitals. It happens where history, vision, and talent intersect. And few places in the world do that like Puglia.
Thank you, Mr. Pesaro.
Thank you so much, Pier Francesco, for that endorsement. It was really riveting, and I think that you have definitely got the message out there. I mean, as you said, over the past few years, we've seen a rush of IT companies coming to Puglia, and mainly, as he mentioned, to Bari. And I'm talking about pool. It's a pull factor. They weren't pushed by us. They didn't come because the regional government offered them incentives. It's companies who have recognized the potential of the region, and in particular the area of Bari. They've been setting up maybe to have a hub for Eastern Europe or for the Mediterranean area, for IT services, for research and development in digital technologies. And we have had companies coming in from all over Italy and the rest of the world, including NTT Data, which we are really excited to have in Puglia. Looking at things now from a slightly different perspective, we'd like to hear from a company that is a company from Puglia, a company that has its head, definitely, research and development and technology in Puglia, probably also its heart in Puglia, but has become, over the years, a multinational company operating in many markets, including Japan. And I think it would be interesting to listen to them, and especially to Luigi Calderone, to get his perspective on how a company from Puglia can become international, but also in some ways become an attractor for other companies in their sector, potentially from Japan. So thank you for joining us today, Luigi.
So good afternoon. Thank you, everybody. And first of all, I would like to say thank you to Regione Puglia for giving me this opportunity to talk about this holding, my company. So I would like to introduce my company, just showing you a video that represents almost all main company that are in the Angel Group. So I ask the direction to show the video. So thank you. This is Angel Group, and is the Italian industrial holding company specialized in the design and development of high-tech solutions in railway field and the digital mechatronics and the aerospace sector. So Mermec Angel Group is made by many companies, and here we can see in the railway field, like Mermec, in the aviation with the black shape, in the space for CTL, and then we have also e-mobility for Waymo for bicycle, electric bicycle, and AI computer science for Mermec engineering. So the group, led by Chairman Vito Pertosa, operates in 21 countries. The products and services, the group companies, are used in 73 countries worldwide. So there is also a revenue of 12% every year for R&D. So the company is growing all over the world, and especially that include also Japan market, United States, Australia, as well as a city like London and Seoul. The Angel Holding employ 3,000 people. 2,000 are in Mermec company, and 70% of these people are engineer, high-skilled engineer. The group has a major office in Italian city, its office in a major Italian city such as Milan, Turin, Pisa, Treviso, but the headquarters and part of the production are located in Puglia, between two cities, Monopoli and Mola di Bari. So the history of Angel Holding began with Angelo Pertosa, that is the father of Vito Pertosa, who in 1960 was a Lamborghini tractor dealer. From the sale of agricultural machinery and the construction of trailer, the company transitioned to the diagnostic of railway infrastructure, which at that time was still done visually. In 1988, Meridional Meccanica changed its company name to Mermec SPA, completing the full transfer of its activities to the railway sector. In the following decade, the company shifted toward electronics, fiber optics, and automation, patenting the first prototype of a diagnostic system. In 1990, the business expanded into high-tech sector, starting with the aerospace industry. That led to establishment of what is now CTL, the largest entirely private-owned company in Italy, specializing in the production of next-generation satellites, electric plasma propulsion system for satellites, and electronic equipment for space mission. Last year, CTL sent in the space the first satellites with our engine, and now is around our Earth, observing the Earth. In 1999, the business expanded into other high-tech sector, starting with the aerospace industries. And more recently, the focus has shifted to the mobile application to develop innovative, intelligent, and sustainable solutions for IoT sector and shared electric mobility. These are not a simple electric bicycle. So this project wins the CES in 2018 for innovation. So continuing the history, the holding has also a company, black shape, that makes airplane, carbon fiber airplane. It's located also in Puglia region. And these airplanes are used more for civil application or also for training, military training. More the focus is also for new technology and digital mechatronics and business that combine discipline of mechanics, electronics, and computer science with digital skills such as cloud computing and artificial intelligence. So I would like to tell my personal opinion or impression for why Angel becomes so big in Puglia region. So I think that the investment made by local government, national and also European, to the industries, and more also thanks to universities, for example, Politecnico di Bari, they generate a high qualified workforce, making the Puglia territory favorable to development and innovation. President Pertosa, thanks to his keen intuition, has been able to explore all the potential of the territory, making Angel an holding that stands out in the world for innovation and reliability. This condition have allowed Angel to also enter in Japanese market, known for its high attention to product quality and details, with the safety standard among the most rigorous in the world. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Luigi. Now, I did say that we are a small region, but that doesn't mean that we only have small companies. And I think the example of Angel Group is a really clear example of how small companies can thrive and grow in Puglia, thanks to the ecosystem that I hope we represented today. Thanks to the incentives, but above all, thanks to the clear vision of the entrepreneurs and the opportunity to collaborate with the universities and the Polytechnic University of Bari. So I'm not sure, are there any questions or comments from anyone in the audience today? Would you like to know anything else about Puglia? Or maybe we can have a chat later. Okay, well, again, thank you all for coming, and I hope we have made a good case as to why it is a good idea to invest in our region. And before I hand back to Valeria, I would like to show you a video presenting the region, in particular, related to aerospace. As you know, this week at the Expo Osaka 2025, Puglia region, or Regione Puglia, decided to focus its presence on the aerospace sector. And we have done that through a series of events that we've been, which have been organized by us and which were taking place here in the Italy Pavilion. On Monday, Monday morning, we had a forum dedicated to spaceports, where the president of the Global Spaceport Alliance had the opportunity to discuss with spaceports from Japan, from the United States, and from our spaceport in Puglia, the opportunities for development in that sector, and how we think that spaceports can develop sustainable business models for the future of the new space economy. On Monday afternoon, we also had a tech talk involving startups in the space sector from Puglia and from Japan, and we discussed with institutions like JETRO and Space Tide Foundation, based again here in Japan, as well as the Innovation Center Hub in San Francisco, about how to support these space tech startups, how to help them develop, how to help them grow, again, in the global space economy. And above all, we have an exhibition here on a space-themed exhibition here in the Italy Pavilion, where we are showcasing some of the most innovative products and prototypes by startups from the region, small and medium enterprises from Puglia, and also from the Polytechnic University. So if you haven't had the chance to see that, please do make your way into the pavilion later. And I would just like to say, make sure that you think about investing in Puglia, and if you need any more information, do contact us. To make that even more clear, I would like the technical direction to show the video dedicated to making Puglia making a splash in the new space economy. Thank you.
Being the first to watch the sunrise is the privilege of those who face east. In Puglia, as in Japan, the future will happen sooner.
The technological talent of visionary companies accompanies Puglia into the vastness of space.
In the friezes that for centuries adorned the land of Apulia, art and science merge as in the hexagonal design of GAPI reflectors, enabling interactions increasingly precise and reliable.
The harmonious weave of ancient local stones fit into dry stone walls like the solid satellite structures by NES, ST, and Robozi with their revolutionary materials.
The ancient art of weaving brings wicker baskets to life. Lightweight and durable like Novatech, thermoplastic tanks are crucial innovation for the hydrogen economy.
The fishermen only need to observe the sea to grasp its secrets, such as Planetech's Space EDG ecosystem, which observes the Earth to transform it into data and usable information.
From Castel del Monte, with a small astrolabe, Frederick II used to observe the stars. The same passion with which students and teachers of the Polybosat project created a CubeSat to monitor space debris with pinpoint accuracy.
Care for detail handed down through generations' precious fabrics that fit perfectly to the body like the aerospace suits by REA Space, the perfect suit for the marriage of man and space.
As in the Apulian shipyards, boats are born to sail the seas in the satellite factory of Citayel. Spacecraft are born to navigate between planets.
Farmers grappling with water scarcity and climate change can now count on Blue Leaf Sysman's solution at the hand of a smartphone.
Italian innovation meets Japanese excellence. Apulia at Expo Osaka 2025, May 11th to 17th.
So thank you to all the speakers, and thank you to the participants for being part of this event, and for your interest in shaping the future investment in Apulia region. And please now stay with us, because there is a networking cocktail. Now some more minutes to organize the cocktail, but in this occasion we can exchange ideas and explore opportunities in a more relaxing situation. And me and all the speakers are available during our cocktail to answer to your questions. And there is also a little surprise, because maybe you know that our Italian pavilion is one of the most visited at this moment at Expo. And there is the possibility to visit the pavilion, skipping the queue, that is a long queue, more than 2 hours. So if you remain with us, we can form a little group of people and enter to visit the Italian pavilion with a part dedicated to Apulia and the aerospace sector. So thank you again. Thank you all. Grazie a te.